So this is the last and final part of the tutorials, and the part we're going to learn is this part. Alright, so on the piano it sounds like this. Alright, so to start off, you want to start on G. And then you want to go to E flat and B flat. No, E flat and A flat, sorry. And then you want to go from G to E flat and B flat. So again, that's G to E flat and A flat. And then G to E flat and B flat. And then you want to go back to A flat again, except I think you only play that, well, E flat and A flat again, except this time I think you only play it twice, instead of 3 times or 4 times. And you want to go from G to A flat to E flat. The left hand, it sounds like this. And after that, you want to go up to D, and your left hand never changes. Remember that your left hand just goes from C to A flat, and then to E flat. It doesn't change here either. So the next part, I'll play it an octave lower, so that you can see it. You start on D, and then you want to go to E flat, and then you want to go from D to F, and then you want to go back to E flat. So, and you can also play it, like, you can also throw in B flat while you're playing it, so. So, and then you want to play D, E flat, B flat, D. So the sequence goes. Let me give it a try first. Yeah. So what you want to do is you want to go from D to D and B flat. B flat and E flat. I can't talk yet. So it's D to B flat and E flat. And then back to D. And then you want to go from D to B flat and F. And then you want to go back to, I think you go D, E flat, B flat, D, E flat, E flat, B flat, D, E flat, B flat, D. So with the left hand, it sounds like this. And then after that, you can transition back into the chorus, which sounds like this. repeat that part. First we went from G to E flat and A flat. And then from G to E flat and B flat. And then we went back to E flat and A flat, except we played it slightly shorter this time. And then we went from G, A to E flat, A flat to E flat. And then we went to D to E flat and E flat. From D to B flat and F. And then we did this little thing where we went from D, E flat, B flat, D, E flat, B flat. And then we went D, E flat, B flat. And you can also play around, experiment with a few things. You can try doing this. So I don't know if you can see that with the camera. I'll just move the camera a bit. So it looks like this. Sorry. So based on whichever one you like, you can play either. And the second one, basically what we did was we played the first part the same. And then I switched to playing D and then F, which is the same thing except I played both octaves at the same time. And then I went D, E flat, B flat, and so you can pick whichever one you like. And then to transition back to the main part of the song, it sounds like this. Or you can also go for the dramatic pause, which happens in the actual song. So in fact, you probably want to play higher if you want to do that. So that concludes tutorial 4. That was the last one of 4 tutorials. I hope I helped. And that's pretty much the whole song. You can use all the parts that we learned in the 4 tutorials to piece together the entire song. Alright, thanks for watching.